Hey everyone, this is another update of my Aqueon 54 corner tank. This I believe is my 21st or 22nd update. It's been a while since I did my last update, and again, usually there's some changes going on with my tank. Right now I'm focused on my circus gobies, or black convict circus gobies. I have a few different names out there. I'm probably like a day late to show you this video, but these two fish, they paired up and had first batch of eggs that I've noticed, and where that female you're looking here on the middle of the screen, just above it where the eggs were, and that's where she's hanging out right now. They look like they hatched last night because the whole sack of eggs are gone. They were on the wall here. So this is a unique thing because I never heard of these fish having spawned in a tank, but it's pretty amazing that I was able to have these two fish spawn and pair them up individually. So these were two separate fish. They weren't originally a pair. I paired them up by trying to put a smaller fish with a bigger fish, and it worked out. So that was pretty amazing to have that. And on top of it, the clownfish trio that's still going strong and causing no issues, are working on another batch of eggs. Let me see if I could zoom in without losing focus. But as you can see in the background, sorry about the lights, a little strong, but there's the batch of eggs that they're having. So this is probably maybe the fourth or fifth batch. Lost count, but very, very cool. And there's the main pair, and then in the background is the unsexed male or immature male, which, as you can see, no nip fins or anything like that. So these fish are doing amazing in this tank. So that's one another cool thing I have. One thing I'm not happy about was one of my candy basslets has perished. So it actually must have recently died because it just hit the power head and was sucked on the side. I noticed that it didn't have anything wrong with it in the sense where it was skinny or had egg or anything like that. It was actually healthy. It was eating every day. I noticed that it did hide, but that's their nature, is to hide in the rocks. But I don't know at night if they actually really paired up. They might have just, the dominant fish took care of the other fish in chasing it at night, but for the most part, I never really seen any aggression. So, but when the lights are off, it could be a different story. So, unfortunately, I did lose one, and right now I do have the single one, which should be swimming around. A new fish here that you're seeing here, believe it or not, this is my second angelfish in the last 2 months. The first angelfish that's not in the tank, of course, was a Collins angelfish. Collins angelfish is a deep water fish. It's very passive, awesome fish to have. Yellow with a little blue on top of his head. The problem with him was that at times they could known to be a finicky eater. In the beginning, when I first got him from the fish store, he was eating, he looked healthy, and then after a few days, or less than that, it was very picky of what it was eating. And I tried everything. Tried from different types of food, mysis. He would eat a live brine shrimp, but you can't really keep a fish healthy. And about a month's time, he was getting a little skinnier and skinnier. So I decided to donate him to one of my fish store's main tank, which is about 225 gallons, and they're known to be grazers. So I was hoping maybe there's more live rock that it could help it survive. So I'll check about in a week or so, because I recently did it, and see how it's handling the new tank, and hopefully it puts on some weight. So that I felt was the best way to try to help the fish stay alive. But in my tank, I think it might not perish. As you can see here, the females gets protective, the convict goby, chasing even the dwarf angelfish, which is, this fish is called a a Shepard's angelfish, and it's a cross from a flame angelfish and a rusty angelfish. They're also known as mango angelfish, and they're known from Guam. You can see them from the Philippines, even though the Philippines are considered a false shepherd fish. But be honest with you, they're exactly the same fish. It's just a different area, the same breed. But there's a lot of hybrids out there these days, and that's becoming more and more the, I guess, the trend in the fish world to get something more unique, because everyone could get a yellow tang, but if you get a hybrid, it's unique, it's different, it has a different pattern. You're not going to see like people. I mean, you're going to see the same pattern on the same fish. So you could have 20 of these hybrids and they all look similar, but you can see the distinct markings that are completely different. So he's been in the tank for a few days. I just got him because I got the other fish out, the other angelfish out, so I'll keep you updated. But the colorful, very colorful, active, and seems to do very well in this tank. I did lose my yellow hammer. Again, euphyllias are still doing okay. You see here, there's another hammer I got over here. The torch coral that you've been seeing in my last update, still alive, but in my opinion, it's not doing the best in the world. I'm sorry about the focus. I did get an L. elegans coral. This coral here is doing okay right now. It's in a funky state right now, so it's not fully extended, but has pink tips. These cardinal fish are doing good too here. Swim around, just keeping school, so I just have the 4. I added Duncan corals. I'm not Duncan corals, the dendrophyllia corals. Actually, this was actually one big colony. Well, not big colony, but one colony of 6 heads plus a couple babies. What happened when I was trying to get it off the frag plug, because I don't like frag plugs in my tank, it split, and believe it or not, one of the heads got, a piece of it in the other section, and so there. But it did survive, and you can see here they're fully extended. And I did buy another one over here. The price of these came up, I think maybe because the rarity or they're just harder to get. But let me see if I can get a nice focus on here. But they're just a really cool NPS coral, and just always been my favorite dendrophyllias, because they're always active, they're always fully extended. They're not like sun coral that could get finicky and got to train to feed. These guys just, as soon as they hit the water, they're out trying to capture food, which makes it easier on me because I don't have to try to catch it when it opens at a certain time of the day, which is usually at night, just to get it to stay open and feed it so it's just to survive. So I say these are actually easier to keep alive than a sun coral, because you have a better chance of getting food in it because it's extended day and night. The other addition I have here is a clam that I had for about a month and a half to 2 months, and it's doing very well, which I'm very happy, because for a while, because maybe the phosphates were too high or something in the balance of the tank wasn't doing well, it was the clams weren't doing that well. But this guy's been doing very healthy, very colorful, always open, fully extended, no gaping mouth, so you know that the clam's pretty happy. Of course, my yellow bar hogfish, or aka wrasse, is doing spectacular. I did add another goby in here, actually a few. One was a white cap goby, which I never really see. If you look right there, you can see my Dracula goby, and he's doing good. He's fairly new. I got him at the same time I got the mango angelfish, or Shepard's angelfish, and he is doing good. There's a shrimp in here, a little snapping shrimp, not the tiger pistol, which I took out because it got too big. It was like a smaller version. But you know what? I haven't seen the white cap, so I can't tell you if it survived or not. And another fish, which you might not see right now, is a catalina goby. Now, they're more of a cold water species. He usually hangs out at the rock over here. I saw him yesterday, but when I get too close, sometimes he gets spooked and hides inside deep in the rock over here. But the spike fin gobies, I do see a couple here and there, so can't really keep count on my population if they all survived or not survived. I did, at this point, I had 10 introduced in this tank, but I can't even tell you how many are around because you barely see them. You see one or two. Sometimes I can, at most I see two in two different spots, so I know there's two different spike fin gobies, but you know, I could be more in the population, just they stay hidden. So they're just shy in nature and they stay in the rock, and it's hard to keep count, but I do have enough to keep a population to maybe even breed, but who knows, because they're very secretive fish and not too much is on it. The coral right now is acantophilia or something. Forgot to call them, but they're called meat corals. This one's doing pretty good. I find my luck with green ones better than the other colorful, more expensive ones. Maybe because they're supposed to be a little less light on them. I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it's especially if it has some red in it. So this green one's doing good. I did have some rainbow acans here, which you can't really see that well, but these are super rainbow acans, more on the higher end side, but they're doing okay. There's another one over here that I put. If I can zoom in here. So I just turn on the, sorry about the zoom. But this acans are doing somewhat okay. I had them for a while now, so Scooter Blenny's doing good. Pipefish is still good. I've still been on the hunt for a female for him. There's the candy basslet right there. So candy basslet, this one's been doing good. I think I'll just leave the one by itself. I don't want to gamble of introducing another one because generally they're very close to the same size. It's hard to get a candy basslet that's tiny, or they're all usually roughly about a 1/4 inch to difference, usually a 2 inch or 1 1/4 or 2 1/4. That's usually the range of size you usually see them. The blue assessor is doing very excellent. It actually hangs by the clownfish, and given the fact that these clownfish are having eggs and he stays close to them, shows you how peaceful this tank is. I mean, most fish, if you've seen this, the circus goby, actually a goby of all fish are more aggressive than my clownfish when it comes to keeping the territory, especially because these circus gobies are having babies. But this blue assessor's chilling, having a good time, loves the side over here, very active. One of my favorite fish because they're very docile, they don't bother anything, they hang, they slim sideways, which is pretty cool. So, but that's what I have for you in my update. MPS corals are doing good like usual. Nice blue, this thing, I mean, they're considered NPSs except for this one, gorgonian here, but I had no problems. These one might have been my favorite, like a purple base with yellow polyps. It just always fully extended. And this guy constantly grows because he just captures foods all day, which I'll probably start trimming down one day when it gets too big so it can stay nice and healthy and doesn't interfere with other coral. So again, you have any questions, anything like that, just let me know. I could get back to you. But hope your tanks are doing very good, and happy reefing. Let's see if I can get the catalina away. It's a little tough right there, especially in the shadow. He'll come out. He always does.